Six Soup. How's it going? So we're not going to talk about shit that matters anymore because why waste my time? I'm not a salmon and I'm not swimming upstream. Let's talk about how the world has become full. Never go full. Don't do it. Don't go full, okay?
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Best pants ever, Buddha pants, Rachel Rabb, get you a pair. I got an email from this kid named Ruben. What's up, my man? Guys, if you want me to do videos, just like message me, you know? Leave a comment or message me on my email because I think I'm done researching stuff. I'm also realizing the internet is being swiped of all information. Archive.com is your best bet for finding anything anymore, but who knows how long that will last. So, archive.com, since the internet is being swiped clean of all pertinent information, archive.com. Back to Ruben. Shall we read the email? Let's do it. Ruben. Hi, Kelly. Could you please make a video on male beauty? I think a lot of people are quite confused with the various modern standards for men. One extreme deems traditional masculine men, Sean Connery, Andrew Tate, attractive, while others emphasize feminine men, pretty boys like Zayn Malik or Tom Holland. Perhaps you might know, as you have been in the modeling industry for a while. Thanks, Ruben. Interesting question, but I don't think my response is going to be what you were looking for. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And what you may think is beautiful, I may not. I got my hair cut. Everybody hates bangs, so therefore I did bangs. Honestly, when it comes to men and male beauty standards, now this is just my opinion, and my opinion is most valuable because I am the coolest and the best female on the planet. So what I say goes. Just kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke. No. Do we like my hair up or down? Down. Very French, very giving Bridget Bardot vibes, which I'm so here for. Cut the shit. Cut the shit. Let's get back to it. Okay, so when it comes to men, male beauty standards, whatever. Sure, for instance, Taylor Kitsch, smoke show. So hot, very sexy. However, let's say I had the opportunity to meet him and he was boring, or he was woke, or he was not very intelligent, or he wasn't funny, and he just didn't stimulate me mentally or physically, his looks would go right down the drain. Just flush them down the toilet because all the things that matter, he does not have. So therefore, I am not attracted to him. You see what I mean? Do you see the distinction? Looks are not everything, okay? Looks can and will get you through the door, but will they keep you there? That's the question. So I've had probably 5 serious relationships in my adult life. One of those was a marriage. Great guy. And all of my relationships aesthetically have all been very, very different. You can't say I have a type, because I really don't. My type is personality, humor, charisma. It certainly isn't 6'3", dark, tall, and mysterious and whatever. Sure, that's great, obviously. What I've come to realize is most men are actual idiots. Most of them are woke, and a lot of them have pea brains. A lot of them are cowards. A lot of them are full of shit. And a lot of them wore masks. So we got slim pickings these days. What I may have found attractive 3 years ago, that's all out the window now, because a whole lot of shit has happened in the last 3 years that I find repulsive in men. And to see even use the word men is a stretch, okay? So let's get that out of the way. So this is a fun story about a guy that I used to date. And I lived in Brooklyn, in New York. A lot of people were like, Kelly, what the hell are you thinking? Why? Like, I don't get it. Why are you dating this guy? Well, first thing, he had alopecia. He had not one single hair on his head, zero hair anywhere. Eyelashes, eyebrows, hair, ear hair, ass hair, pubic hair, zero, zilch, nada. He was shorter than me. Mind you, I'm about 5'10", so I'm above average. He wore big glasses, and I was madly in love with this guy, okay? Like, obsessed. And you probably want to know why. Why were you so obsessed with a hairless small child? Seriously, the reason I fell for this guy, we were friends. We had mutual friends when we lived in New York. And his group was super cool, like fun, crazy, wild, like skateboarders. You know how you do in New York in your 20s. You date like dirtbags. But anyway, he was so funny, so charismatic, a personality that just like blew you out of the water. Really made you feel like the only person in the world, you know, like when he was talking to you, like you felt special, you know? Again, he was so funny, like over the top, such a center of attention kind of guy, but he knew there was like a time and a place. He wasn't like a showboat who always had to have attention on him, which by the way is so fucking annoying. Don't be that guy. There's a time and a place, but calm the fuck down, okay? You don't always have to be the center of attention. Funny story, I'm from Georgia, and I took him home to Georgia with me to meet my family or whatever. And there's this place in Georgia called Zaxby's. Chicken tenders, best thing ever. Love chicken tenders. And they had this stuff called Zaxby sauce, which is my absolute favorite. I'm the condiments gal. I hate ketchup, but anything like mayo based, I know. Toss it in my way. Like I'll eat it probably on its own. I don't even need a vessel. Just give me the condiments now. We were driving to Atlanta. I was dropping him off to go back to New York. But on the way there, he says, hey, will you stop at the Zaxby's briefly? I need to grab something. Just sit in the car. I said, okay. So I'm sitting there, I would say 10, 15 minutes later, he comes out with a box this big, probably 250 Zaxby sauces. Like, yes, fellas, this is what we want. This is amazing. That was the funniest, sweetest, most ridiculous gesture of love I have ever witnessed. Sweet Jesus, thank you. You're the best. I laughed hysterically. I fell in love over and over and over. To this day, that was probably my favorite thing that a guy's ever done for me. Go inside and somehow finagle the entire stock of Zaxby sauces at that location. I mean, this had to be all of their sauces. It was like 250 sauces. Crazy. But that's the kind of stuff that we like. Well, that I like. I like things like that. Like, I don't need a bag or like to go shopping or whatever. Like, who cares? Manipulate your way into my heart by buying me condiments. An obscene amount of condiments. Another fun story. This one's hilarious. So funny. Never forget it. So we are at this bar that we used to hang out at all the time in Brooklyn. It's no longer open. I would give the name. This was in Greenpoint. I used to live in Greenpoint. And I was with my boyfriend, and we were hanging out at the bar. And all of a sudden, this guy comes over, and he says something to him, my boyfriend. I don't know what he said or what happened, but it was very quiet, anticlimactic moment. But out of nowhere, my boyfriend takes him by the throat, slams him to the ground, and politely escorts him out of the bar by his leg. Got the guy out of the bar, never saw the man ever again. Now that is awesome. That is badass, and I'll tell you why. He de-escalated a situation that could have turned very sour very fast, and did it with such grace. I mean, quietly, chokehold to the ground, foot out. Goodbye. Hot, awesome hero. And that's just the truth. There was no violence. Nobody got hurt. It was just a quick de-escalation of a situation that could have gotten out of hand, but it did not, thanks to my awesome boyfriend at the time. I think he is married now. He's very successful, lives in New York. I think he does like a digital marketing company or whatever. Pretty sure he's woke. Sad time to be alive. Fuck. Anyway, I wish him well, and I'm sure if he's watching this, he'll know exactly who I'm talking about. Not too many people with no hair floating around this world. I put together a list of things that I look for in a man. Again, these have changed over the past 3 years because, for obvious reasons. Let's start. The first one is alpha masculine. Now, that does not mean you need to be like some big muscle head with muscles and you're like beating your chest and growling. My ex-boyfriend that I talked about, did not look like an alpha. He was total nerd vibe, like definitely like nerdy appearance, but a total badass, you know? So when I say alpha, I don't mean like you gotta be like a big muscle meathead, okay? You just have to like let me know who's boss, because I need a boss in my life. As a woman, all women do, but women like to know that they're not in charge, that you're in charge. I don't care what they say. They're all, I'm feminist, hear me roar bullshit. They think they do, but they don't. They want an alpha man. Now, I've heard of this new term called Theta. I don't know. But I like it. I looked it up the other day. I'm not going to get into it. You can Google that shit on your own time. It's like a strength thing. Assert your dominance over the woman, period. That's what I mean by alpha masculine. There's a line between like cocky and confident. Like, don't be a dick and don't be delusional. Confidence, a quiet confidence. Love quiet confidence. Freaking evening. Next one. Something is a lot more rare than I could have ever imagined. Smart, intelligent, and perspicacious. Thank you, Andrew Tate, for the word perspicacious, because it's perfect. It's a perfect word. Like I said, the last 3 years we saw a lot of smart, successful people who turned out to be complete fools and easily manipulated by literally anything and everything. Especially the TV. The TV. The TV got so many of you. The TV gotcha. The past 3 years, any guy who I ever held to some sort of respect or regard as like a smart individual pretty much lost all respect for them, or any idea of a romantic relationship was completely obliterated, because turns out most of our society is or are NPCs. So that's fun and that's cool. We have a lot of non-participating characters floating around the globe, the flat earth, whatever you want to call it. So perspicacious is the perfect word, as it means showing good or outstanding judgment and understanding. The ability to see what is hidden. And it's safe to say 90% of the population do not possess this rare trait. So if you're a man and you are perspicacious, give yourself a huge round of applause. You're very special. You're very special. I think a lot of people consider themselves perspicacious or intelligent or whatever the fuck. But really, they're just perfectly indoctrinated to fit society's mold, which is fine. But it's not something I look for in a partner, obviously. Being smart and intelligent is accepting the fact that you don't know most things, but you're willing and open to learn more. That and thinking for yourself. Again, another rare trait. Tough out there. Confidence. Confidence, confidence, confidence. I wrote this down. Let me see what I wrote. This is so cute. Let's say you meet a girl, but you are super nervous when talking to her. My advice would be to just embrace that feeling and go with it. Make a joke about being nervous or whatever in order to break the ice. Eventually, the nerves will ease and things will unfold. Don't ever miss an opportunity to speak to a girl you find attractive because you lack confidence. You'll regret it. Just do it. Who cares? I find it incredibly adorable when a nervous guy talks to me. It's so sweet and admirable. And the fact that most men don't approach women today or anymore or whatever, you're already doing better than most. So give yourself a pat on the back. If you make a fool of yourself, who cares? At least you can say you tried, right? When in doubt, just do it. All right. Competent, ambitious, driven, risk taker, adventurous. Very important. All of these qualities are that of a man who will be a solid provider to his wife and family. For instance, let's say as a man, you're not where you want to be career-wise, financially, or whatever the case may be. But you meet a girl and she sees that you're very capable, driven, ambitious. She'll see you're worth investing time in, right? You may not be where you want to be or where she'd like you to be, but she sees qualities in you and feels excited and confident about building something together. It also doesn't hurt to know how to fix things. An engine, maybe you change a tire, you can build a fence, you can change a light bulb. These are skills worth their weight in gold. My ex-husband could literally take a car apart and put it back together. And to me, that is so freaking hot. And I'll say this and I'll say it 1,000 times. Having money is great. Obviously, you can buy your way out of anything or pay for whatever. Right. But what happens when money doesn't exist? And maybe that happens. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Or when the dollar is no longer worth anything. Do you have any skills that you can barter, trade? It's an important question. Yeah, money doesn't fix everything. So make sure you're competent and capable. Always think about the fact that money may not be there to save you, okay? Moving on. Funny, playful, sarcastic. This is actually my number one. If you're funny, we're getting married immediately. Make me laugh. We're done. Done. I love a guy who can be silly, make jokes, goof off, and doesn't take himself too seriously. As long as you're capable, confident, smart, intelligent, perspicacious, and funny, you're good. You're good. Be silly, be funny, be you. But that also leads me to my next quality, which is very important and a delicate balance. And that is self-awareness. Self-awareness. Oof. This is huge, and you'd be surprised at the amount of people that have zero self-awareness. Like zero. Like, this could be like top 3. Know how to read a room, okay? And know when to shut the fuck up, and know when to sit down or walk away or engage or not engage. It's like a dance. You gotta know when to tango and when to not. So many people I know have zero self-awareness, and it's so annoying, and I hate it. Be funny. You can be a showboat, but there's a time and a place, okay? You don't always have to be the center of attention. So annoying. God, hate that. Or like you're getting a little too profound in a light conversation. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a dance. Let's dance. Don't be an asshole. Oh, this is another one. Generous, not cheap. Nothing more attractive than a cheap man, okay? If you can't afford to tip a server a minimum 20%, don't go out. Stay home, cook yourself dinner, and serve yourself your own food. Nothing worse than a penny pincher, I swear to God. I don't even have money, but one thing I will never do, is leave a bad tip. Gross. Hate you. Gosh, another good one. God damn it, I'm so good. Engaging. A good listener and a good conversationalist. I've been on dates where the guy literally never stops talking about himself and doesn't ask me one question. It's incredibly tacky, and you should probably run for the hills if this happens to you. They're either immature, they lack self-awareness, self-absorbed, or they just don't like you and they don't care. Either way, it's no good. Good conversationalist, good listener, engaging. Huge. Consistent. This is another big one. Be consistent with your actions. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Do it. This is how trust is built, okay? And it shows that you care. You can't just pop in and pop out and expect your potential girlfriend to be around, you know? You don't have to be extraordinary and do grand gestures of romance, but maybe a text saying, hey, miss you, hope you're well. It goes a long way. It just really does, I tell you. Strong sense of self. Another something I realized a lot of people lack. People nowadays are more concerned about being liked and accepted than being who they truly are. And I can't stand that. I hate phony people. I hate people that mold to be accepted in today's society. I've become quite the contrarian, which I don't like, but I hate it. I hate this world we live in. I think everybody's full of shit. Everybody virtue signals all damn day. It's gross. So yeah, a strong sense of self. Just don't be a simp. Don't be a complying loser. Use your brain and tell people to fuck off. That's hot. Oh, I said this. How am I supposed to feel safe and protected in a relationship when men so easily folded when things got tough? To me, it shows a lack of intellect, integrity, morals, values, and you'll easily sell anyone down the river if you deem necessary. Get lost. You are not for me. You suck. Bye. Okay. All right. Obviously, kind and genuine to others, especially service staff. Nothing more attractive than someone who feels more entitled because of their wealth or status. I've worked in the service industry and I know how hard it can be. I always understand respect is a two-way street. In order to get it, you must give it. Don't be a dick. I always say, what if money status no longer existed and you needed a favor? Would that person you just interacted with want to help you? Always leave people feeling better than you did before you came into their reality. Life's simple motto. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Don't be a dick. Down to earth and kind-hearted. This should go without saying. These qualities you look for in like every human you want a relationship with, right? Like, doesn't even have to be a male partner. It's just like, are you kind-hearted? Do you have a good heart? Do you? Some of you don't. I do, believe it or not. I know most of you don't think I do, but I do. This one I love. I love a man who comes from humble beginnings and who's made something of himself. And I'll tell you why. I find it super attractive. It's important for me to share that common struggle with someone who's had a similar lived experience to mine, right? For instance, like, ain't no blue blood gonna date me, okay? On paper, it doesn't look good for the blue blood, okay? We come from different social, economic statuses. We would probably never relate or understand each other. I'm poor white trash, you're like a rich Connecticut yuppie. It just wouldn't work, you know? Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. It just is what it is. We would never understand each other's worlds. I would resent him because he's never known struggle, and he would resent me because I don't know what fork to use, you know? Something like that. I also find people who come from money are cheaper. Sorry, but I just find this true. People who come from money are cheap, and people who don't come from money but are actually wealthy and successful are much more generous. And I think that stems from the fact that they know struggle. The last three are things that I have a visceral reaction to. My blood pressure is rising as we even proceed to talk about this. Okay. 3 deal breakers. Number 1, you drive like a bitch. Now, you have to be an assertive driver, okay? Drive with purpose. Don't drive with your brain up your ass, because there are people on the road that actually are trying to get somewhere. And they're not just fucking off, you know, with their thumb up their ass. So I hate you if you are one of those drivers. Now, let me get more specific. The left lane is for passing. Even if you're in the express lane, okay? If you're in the express lane and you're chilling in the left lane, you should kill yourself. I'm obviously joking, but you are the reason there are traffic jams, because people like you clog up the roads. You're literally everything wrong with society. You're everything wrong with this world. You think the world revolves around you and no one else matters. And you just do whatever the hell you want, whenever you want, and people just got to deal with it. Well, guess what? I'm here to tell you, no. If you drive like a bitch, loser, bye. If I drive better than you, no, bye. Second, if you're a vegan, if you don't eat meat, motherfucker, get lost. And the third, if I smell an ounce of wokeness on you, well, bye. You're a cuck loser, and you have no business in a relationship with a gal like me, okay? Any woke leftist save the planet crap, it's not gonna work. Not gonna work. Nope. No. I think I've found an ideal man, the perfect man for a husband. I would like to present this man to you. Some of you may know him, some of you may not. I actually just discovered him probably last week. Already a huge fan. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a round of applause to Nick Rochefort.
Nick, how do you usually handle your Discord?
When I ever do that, good question. Great question. I'm glad you asked. I put them on eBay. I write on a little piece of paper, files for sale from the Ukraine. And then I sell them on eBay. John Stupid, good to meet you. Good fellow hacker in here. Right on, my man. Excellent. I have a good answer for that because I'm John Stupid. And people say, oh, he's probably going to give me a stupid answer. Sometimes a stupid answer is the best answer. Shit. Caught up.
Now, you're wondering, how is Nick Rochefort a perfect husband material? Well, I'll tell you why. He is hilarious, so funny. He is capable, confident, competent, driven, ambitious. He can build shit. He has good style. He can build a house. He can sell stuff. He's a provider. You know he takes good care of his family and his wife and his child. He's not woke. He says what he fucking means. He's funny. He's just a good old white dude that lives in Rhode Island. You know, like, that's all a girl really wants. I bet his wife is so obsessed with him because he is hilarious and he's a man. He builds stuff. He's good with his hands, and he seems like a really hell of a husband, you know? If you guys don't know who that is, check him out. He's like friends with Sam Hyde, who also is funny and great. All right, guys. Till next time. Later.